Hi, everyone. I want to put a little editor's note in front of this podcast episode. I want to apologize. This one and the next Snyder Cut episode are both a week late. That was because last week was midterms, and this week I was trying to recuperate. You know what I mean. I was getting my stuff back together and didn't feel like editing, but edited the one you're about ready to watch now. Snyder Cut 1 will be edited tomorrow, and we recorded the episode 2 of the Falcon Winter Soldier podcast. And there might be Invincible stuff coming with me and Nick in the future, but we'll see. We're going to try and get a week straight of uploads, though. I think I've got that figured out in my head, but we'll see. So yeah, enjoy the podcast. Sorry the news is late and the other stuff is late, but if you're going back and rewatching this, you won't really care anyway. So, thanks, and see you when I see you. Peace. Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the JoeyPlaysGamess podcast. This is episode 7, if I'm not mistaken. I really should just start looking that up before I intro these. Today we're back to discuss Falcon and Winter Soldier. I want to welcome back my normal bunch of hooligans. We got my brother Nick, Ronnie, and Owen. Matt is just dropping off the regular co-host schedule. He's decided he will return to a guest form whenever he can make the appearance. So, I want to, at the top of the show, I'm going to run you through what we're doing today, because this week's a little odd. We aren't doing news in this episode. All of the news that I was caring about, and any of the news that I thought we could actually have a good discussion about, is Snyder Cut related. So, we will move that news to the Snyder Cut episode that will be going up on Sunday. Today's episode is completely focused on Falcon and Winter Soldier. It'll probably be a short one, probably 15, 20 minutes. And we're gonna run you through our thoughts. No theories, no nothing. It's just the four of us running through what we thought about the next entry in Marvel's Disney Plus shows. So let's start off with some real quick reactions. I want to give Owen the chance to open the floor today.
I thought it was a very overall very solid first episode. I mean, groundwork for some stuff, and I'm pretty sure it's going just like the same thing WandaVision did, or it's just like one storyline throughout or however many.
Yeah.
Certain parts are definitely kind of weird, but like I feel like it'll all seem better in hindsight.
Yeah, I feel like the show's just catching its pacing. Nick, you just got finished with this episode. What do you think?
I really enjoyed it, and I'm excited to see where it goes.
Okay, Ronnie. What are your thoughts?
I feel like in a very similar to what you said a second ago about Owen, it's kind of just finding its pace. So far, I'm not super invested. I like the concept of the whole, the museum people or the government, whoever's in control of that, kind of backstabbing Bucky with that whole new Captain America guy. Not Bucky, Sam, with the whole new Captain America, I think, at the very end. But, yeah, right now, very neutral standpoint. I'm not super excited, but I'm not, anything super negative. So just overall finding its pacing, that's kind of where I stand.
Yeah, for me, I'm in. I'm kind of right around where Ronnie is, but that may just be because I watched Snyder Cut the night before. So I think that's really more fresh in my mind, that if this was the only thing I was watching this week, then I probably would have a little bit more excitement to it. I'm definitely enjoying it. It reminds me a lot of Winter Soldier. It's just got those really slow, methodical, there's multi-layers, but it's not like WandaVision mystery level layers. It's more just like regular plot level layers where you're like, I'm excited to see where these threads go. This is the longest premiere because the original, I mean, I only count WandaVision's premiere as being the first episode. Or, whatever. You're getting into a gray area. This is the longest first episode of Disney Plus shows so far.
Even if we counted it combined, I'm pretty sure it's still longer because of those.
I think it is, but I was doing the math in my head, and I was like, I don't know if that's right, Joe.
2020, and this is like 45 minutes.
Yeah, this was 48 total, but I think I had 3. I don't know how long the credits were. I didn't pay attention.
Wait, 8 classic 5 to 8 minutes.
Yeah, to me, the biggest thing it felt like is WandaVision felt to me like it was built for a TV show. This feels like a movie that's being segmented into pieces.
Yeah,
and I'm not saying I could totally be proven wrong in the next episode. But this feels like the start of a movie, and I don't know. I feel like the episode format worked a lot better for WandaVision.
Same.
So you're saying
agree?
movies shouldn't be broken up into different sections?
And aired as a TV show, yes.
Okay.
As a TV show, Nick.
As a TV show. That's what I said.
Okay.
Yeah, dude.
Worked gorgeous
Just
and
ends
Snyder
up
Cut,
kind of
though.
weird.
Snyder Cut, it's still weird. It's
Same thing happened.
It's
I
not.
actually liked it.
Thing happened with this other show.
It's not. We'll get into all that on Sunday. So let's talk from the, I guess, three different angles here. What are we thinking about Falcon or Sam's story so far as of episode 1? Nick, give me your thoughts.
I definitely see that the thread we're going to follow Falcon on is more about coming into your role, so probably more of the ideas about identity, of him trying to fill the shoes of Cap. And I think it's interesting because as we kind of figure with like his sister, of his identity with like family, his identity with himself, and his identity with how he's viewed by the public, and how those things are contrasts, because like his sister is like, yeah, you do awesome stuff and all, but it's like you weren't there all the time. You came home, you got the laughs and smiles, and then you were gone again. And then him struggling with the Cap side, like him struggling with like coming back after the blip, and then him struggling with the Cap thing. There you go.
Yeah. I see that.
Yeah.
Ronnie, you got any thoughts on that? Or
Yeah, actually, I do, Joe. I do have some thoughts.
sorry,
But,
I should have said, what are your thoughts? Not do you have any thoughts? You're not a thoughtless human being.
What's it called? Yeah, I kind of agree with Nick there, but also in addition to that, it kind of reminded me a lot of kind of Spider-Man's story in Far From Home, kind of with the Edith glasses and kind of taking up that mantle of Spider-Man wanting to be the next Iron Man per se, not necessarily exactly kind of, his story, but in a similar fashion, Sam having his shield, Captain America's shield, and then like Spider-Man gave it away to Mysterio, Sam gave it away to this museum because he just did not feel like he could fill those shoes. He did not feel like he's worthy, and I feel like that's what we're going to get with this series. We're going to kind of see how he's not going to necessarily try to be the new Captain America, but be his own interpretation of what that means and kind of hold that symbol up with his own mantle. So I feel like that's kind of the direction I feel Sam's story is going to take. I do have some interest to see where his whole family side is going to be, just because I feel like it's one of the first times where we're really seeing an MCU character really like kind of be integrated with their family. Yeah, we see some of that with Ant-Man, a lot of that with Ant-Man actually, but
Ant-Man
not in this kind of not in this kind of setting, So I'm really interested to see where that takes us. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on Sam's story so far.
Owen, what are your thoughts?
I like it. I kind of like see it more in this kind of line where you're looking at Bucky trying to accept the past, like his own past, and Sam is trying to accept like his future. I do like that we're getting like more stuff about Sam, because we never really learned about like his history, which seems pretty interesting already. Another thing, fucking Rhodey was there, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't
there.
expect that, but that was kind of.
I did it.
How's he walking
Actually,
without
I liked
the
it.
braces too?
That was my thought. That I was like, I
Walking
thought
without like the leg braces.
I mean, it could just be under his clothes, I guess.
I
I
might
thought
just
that was a
be
recap.
I
Did
might
he
be.
Big brace.
No,
I remember something about like a neural chip that he got in his
Yeah,
spine.
same.
oh man, I forgot.
I agree with Nick. I remember him having some kind of neurochip on his spine to help him regain it, and then the things we saw him in Endgame and stuff is kind of like a more of a rehabilitation type thing.
True. I guess you're right. I totally forgot about that. That's one of those little things that I'm like,
Because we got
slipped under
Sam,
my radar.
Captain America's bro coming in, and then we got Brody, Iron Man's bro there now. What,
Just
they the two new
Sabros.
bros, dude?
Bros crying over
I'm
bros.
okay with it.
It's just
For me,
Boys support boys.
yes, support the boy. The boys got to support their boys. For me, Falcon story so far is unique. I mean, the show is set up for there to be this internal turmoil about how he feels about Captain America being gone and Cap putting him as his replacement, but he doesn't really want it. At least at the start. So we'll see how that goes. I think he'll definitely take up the mantle some point down the line when we realize U.S. Agent is not who, or the new Captain America
God,
is
he
not.
has a punchable face.
Yes. When we realize that
Yes. Oh my god, dude.
he is
His
not
face
who-
was so cringy. Look.
I just wanted it.
Yeah, I don't want to get into that because I'm not. I think that's probably a
round and
choice.
Weird. I'm like,
Yeah, it looked like I saw a meme on Twitter
Most
that it looked like
punchable guy that
the
played this.
grandpa from Up, where it just looks his face looks so smushed in there.
It's funny.
I did want to touch on the intro action scene with Falcon. I thought that was pretty good. It had me a little disoriented at times, and I think if we're gonna delve into Falcon's combat, it will be disorienting at times. But it did feel really cool. I found out later that one of the writers on the show is the writer of John Wick, so I could definitely see some of the influences of that action.
With the Bucky scene?
sick.
Well, yeah, with the Bucky scene, but more with the Falcon. I saw it more in the Falcon scene. Hand-to-hand
With
combat,
it, like,
but
in the
going in
stuff.
and out of things.
Well, yeah.
one thing I really liked about that scene, Joe, is the part where he's like gonna save whoever he's saving the last second, closes the wings, flies, grabs, puts the wings. That was probably the best part of the whole, in my opinion.
It-
It was sick, dude.
Yeah,
Just,
I
like,
did think
fucking
it went on a little
jumps
too
in,
long,
like,
but it was pretty cool for me.
helicopter.
Yeah, low-key it did a little bit.
Like, just a little bit, like a hair too long.
Look at that.
Okay.
I didn't need
like
need them to
yeah.
chase through 2 helicopters. One was enough for me.
Like,
Okay. I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it, but it's okay to be a little critical. I think it
I
went on a little too long.
I liked seeing the few souls he chose to spare from that whole.
Oh, yeah.
Was
there
it just me, or was he like murking everyone?
nice.
Yes.
Dude, he did not give a.
He
He did not care.
was just
I mean, he blew up the one helicopter. The one
blew
guy
up
he just
multiple.
threw into the canyon.
Multiple
Yeah.
helicopters.
So
Like, I think the
Joe,
only
what
person,
was
2 people that would have survived was the first one he pulled the chute on.
Yeah.
yeah,
And the
GSP.
No. That wasn't
and the
chute.
last guy.
Like, in the beginning of when they go...
Well, I think GSP survived.
Well, the three then.
I was just
The
saying.
first one where he pulls the chute. The second one that he throws into the canyon wall that like seemed to slump down there. Don't know how. Someone's a robot.
Owen's mic just went massively robotic.
And then GSP, because GSP doesn't die to.
GSP cannot die to that.
That would be awful.
That'd be terrible.
I need him and Bucky to have a fight.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought that was a pretty cool. Both action scenes were actually
Oh my
really cool.
God, the Winter Soldier one was.
I feel like.
Oh no, that's Ronnie's mic. That is not Owen's mic. Holy crap!
Fuck.
Nope. You sound like you are a
No.
demon possessed devil. I can't tell if he's doing this on
Dude, what
purpose
the
or not. The
fuck
way
did
he's
that
laughing, it sounds like he's doing it on purpose. Do you have that little mic thing sitting right there and you're screwing around with it?
No.
Oh, no, okay.
Do you want to leave, come back, and then we can restart it from where we
Who
were?
knows? We'll see. I'll edit out whatever's going on. We'll just see if you can figure it out.
We're back.
I'm great.
So,
Welcome back, everybody. We're back here, Joey Lives Podcast, episode number 7. No, I'm just kidding.
so what did everyone think about Bucky's story? Because for me,
Today's episode, we're talking about the Winter Soldier.
for me, Bucky's story seemed to be dealing with a lot of the hard. I mean, both of them deal with the hard emotional things, but I think for me, Bucky's was more interesting because mentally how he's coping with. Not only is his best friend gone, but now he's having to come to terms with his 50 years that he was used as a mercenary without his own free will, and how he's trying to make amends, but there's a lot of complications with that.
So the fact that he's 106, or however.
Yes.
I love how they played the old jokes of him kind of just go like with the flowers, or for him just flat like 106. You know, like he's not even really like he's hiding it, but it's not.
No.
It's
Yeah.
by the thinnest veil of
Play it off as a
lies. Like, yeah, my hands have bad circulation. I was like, you just said like scarring or something. That would be a little more believable. Like, you got a military type looking dude. I don't know.
Ronnie.
I feel like Bucky's story kind of reminds me, like, again, I don't know if maybe I'm just like reanalyzing both Sam and Bucky, like by comparing them to previous movies, but in a way, Bucky's story kind of reminds me a lot of Cap when he was first brought back out of the ice, kind of trying to find that life for himself, or kind of like a little bit of Captain America, Winter Soldier, actually.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Yeah.
Like Cap in the beginning was trying to find his like everyone around him was telling him to find his own life, make it what it is, and I feel like now this is Bucky's chance to do that. And I feel like it's the same kind of similar. What will he do now that he has no fight to fight?
Especially
for now.
Especially because like Steve was his conscience, kind of like Steve.
Yeah.
Steve was that nagging force that was always there for him, and now that he's not there to kind of be that, and he's going to therapy and whatnot, but he still feels this internal trauma and guilt that he has no one telling him that it's like he has his therapist in his corner, and I assume Sam will eventually get in his corner, but he has no one telling him it's okay. You can move forward. Like that wasn't you. So
yeah.
Isn't Steve still technically alive?
I'm not quite sure.
We're not sure. He's old.
He's old.
I think they're gonna play into that though.
I think they will. I think he may die. I thought when he picked up the shield and he was putting on the suit at the beginning, I thought he was going to Cap's funeral. That means.
I thought it was funny with like the
Made more sense.
I like the sergeant or whatever he was, like the military guy with Sam.
Oh,
the younger guy.
Oh yeah, he seemed pretty cool. We'll see him more.
The guy that got absolutely beat.
Yeah, he's got his bell rung. He got his bell rung. Oh my gosh.
So,
because not only did he get hit, but he then got picked up, slammed into the ground,
yeah,
and then he got curb stomped.
Yeah,
it was bad.
So,
I honestly thought he'd be like paralyzed after that. And he just
I did too.
Yeah, I thought that's what I thought that like there would be like cut the scene a bit differently. Like the sister comes in, and you have a phone call from like the hospital.
I just thought it was funny that his credentials to get Sam on the story was like a selfie of him beat up really badly.
Yeah, that was
the whole use of the phone thing. Like I understand, but it felt really weird. But it was. I'm okay with it, I guess. I'm interested to see where the villain.
No one else just see him just going with his phones, just like.
Yeah, that was just weird, right? Like it's
recording on Snapchat to put on a story.
That's what it felt like. He had like it's like he was like getting ready to vlog or something.
But it was interesting because it felt like, I don't know if I'm wrong about this, but when he did that, was it because you can only see that like New World symbol on some kind of digital screen? Yeah,
it made sense plot wise. It just felt a little weird.
But then even with that, it confuses me. It's like, how do they even do that? Like tag walls?
It's through an app. Yeah, it's like I would guess.
Just introducing YouTubers to the Marvel universe,
villains.
Sure.
See the Pokemon?
That's good.
No, I get it.
See the villain
I know what you're referring to.
You see the worldwide first, you get 10 points.
Exactly.
I'm interested to see where the villains go, because we know there's a lot more with these skull people that are coming in, and we know Baron Zemo's somehow involved. So
I think what it is like there's the message of like border without nations,
nation without borders. Yes.
Yeah. And they're using that message to gain traction with another level being Zemo and the actual super soldier type robber dude with long hair.
Could be. For me, I think that connection... I like how all of this is tying into the blip. I love how the blip just keeps coming up, and we have little effects. In in Far From Home, we got that little montage scene where guys came back and oh my gosh, he's way hotter than he was before. And then you get the great scene with Tiana Paris in WandaVision where she comes back at the same chair where her mom was going into surgery, and then we get this where you don't get a scene by that, but we are still exploring the effects,
list of names,
the consequences,
in the mausoleum showing. There was a list of names.
Oh, the list of names, yeah.
The
who died during the snap, or who died during the battle. I saw Natasha's name.
I didn't see blipped. I don't know, whatever. I saw a scrolling list of names that I went.
You just assumed that's what it was.
Probably. All right.
Is there anything else we can think of that we should touch
on?
I thought you can hold on to that thought. I thought the representation in the show so far has been really cool. It felt authentic. The New York felt like New York. Like, even though I've never been there, that's what I imagine New York feels like, where it's like there's people fighting over trash, and it's like, I don't know. It was cool.
It's a prettier. I'll say it's a prettier New York, but it's still New York.
Yeah, I mean, it was an alleyway. It was just an alleyway.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really appreciated how there was the two Asian Americans it felt like it rounded out the world, and and Louisiana felt authentic compared to what I've seen in other things of Louisiana. That it was like down here crawfish and we're boating and we're doing all this. So sorry.
So far, it was authentic. Yeah.
No, Ronnie, you go.
No, he was saying it just pulls.
No, I was just adding to Joe. You go, Nick.
Oh, I was just wondering. Do we think how I interpreted the scene with Bucky of him going to the dad and giving him the note after leaving the date of like, do we think he'll go back to them? Because I was like,
that he'll tell.
Yeah, like, do you think he's?
I think by the end of the show,
the end of his arc is him going back to be like, hey,
I hope so.
Baba Booey.
I'm not sure because it plays.
Do you think he'll go talk to her again? Because like the character
he left. I don't imagine. I would hope we see her again because I liked their chemistry and what she was posing. But I
was about to say charisma. I was like, that's not the right word.
Yeah.
I was like, no, you say chemistry for it.
Yeah.
I would want it. I would want that, Joe and Nick. I would want that. But I feel like I get that kind of like feeling that it's one of those like small relationships we see on like one movie and then we just never hear from it again. Like kind of Iron Man 3.
Yeah. Oh, true.
Like, there's other movies too. Like, and it's not like those characters are like gone from their lives because with Iron Man 3 we saw him come back for the funeral, but we just don't see it come to any fruition.
Yeah,
and I feel like something I would like about this is kind of to humanize Bucky a little bit more. I feel like we haven't been able to see enough of that in the past.
That the therapist scenes that we're gonna get are gonna do that. What did you guys think of those?
I thought she was cool.
Funny.
I thought it was funny too. Like, oh, really? We're getting the notepad out now. That's passive aggressive.
Yeah, I feel like he has a good relationship there. You were saying
yes.
Well, I was just gonna say I think once we get every time the therapist is gonna pop up is gonna be great because once you get Sebastian Stan and Anthony Mackie bantering back and forth with each other, it's always comedy. Like it's never not funny when the two of them are being authentic. And I think once you get past the point of Winter Soldier's dealing with this trauma and you're gonna see this budding like duo form, that I think we're going to get some really top-tier moments of the two of them going back and forth. I know the one clip is circulating on social media.
You're roasting each other constantly.
Yeah, roasting, just doing the thing that we all do with each other where it's like, what are you
one-upping each other.
Yeah.
Like a lot of one-upping each other,
yeah. So, I mean, I don't want to do predictions for this show. I mean, are we all okay with that?
I mean, I'm down for a light predict. I mean, we kind of already made some with the... relationship.
That's what I think. I think the light ones are okay though. I don't think we need a whole segment.
That's more like expectation.
I just have one prediction.
Okay.
I think, and then I think in the next episode we're gonna see the guy under the Captain America suit actually be Fantastic Four's very own John Krasinski, And it's like
I saw a rumor that Emily Blunt dropped out of negotiations for Invisible Woman.
Oh, really?
And that they're a package deal, and that John may or may not be continuing. And I was like, I just got immediately sad.
I would hope that that's not true, but we'll see.
I don't know. There's been a couple of rumors going on around that where it's because they've cast Kang the Conqueror, who is technically Reed Richards' like grandson. I don't know. He's somehow related to Reed, but the actor is Jonathan Majors, who is black. That we're gonna get a multiracial Fantastic Four.
Can I just say something though?
Kang the Conqueror is blue and purple.
Yeah.
Jonathan Majors is a pretty phenomenal actor, though.
Oh, no.
I'm glad
nothing against the actor. I was just yeah. I'm not familiar with the origin.
It's like
of him.
it's kind of like I feel like Nick's point is like, why are we worrying about that when Ronan in Guardians of the Galaxy was blue the whole time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like,
So
I've seen reports that they could be, and I think that's just people connecting the dots that we have a black actor behind the scenes, but I'm really not sure, especially when they get covered in makeup that I don't know.
And I don't know particularly, but I don't know if Kang is like regular sized.
Like a human?
Yeah, like
human height?
yes.
I feel like
I
he's.
think he is.
Okay, I didn't know if he's like
Galactus.
I think he has moments where he like
not
expands,
Galactus size, but like Hulk thin between human and Hulk.
Thanos and human.
Yeah, like somewhere in.
So could be. Jonathan Majors is pretty tall.
Yeah, so I was like, I don't know if it's gonna be mocap or.
It could be.
So
we'll see him first in Loki. So.
Dude, oh. So, do we want to go in general talking about like the Marvel shows? Do you think it's gonna get into like the wacky, more Marvel common, more wacky, more Marvel common? Do you think that's how their shows are gonna take place?
I'm following what you're saying. I think. Ronnie, go ahead.
I feel like my point of view is that it's a character by character basis, kind of how like Iron Man movies have their own feel compared to Thor movies or compared to Guardians movies. They all kind of have the similar element of humor and kind of lightheartedness every now and then. But I feel like with WandaVision, her story was very Wanda per se, and I feel like with Sam and Bucky, we're gonna have a very Captain America-esque story. And I feel like with Loki, we're gonna have more of that mischief, that wackiness, kind of like that nuance. Anything can happen. So kind of what I'm expecting from this is kind of not exactly a cookie cutter of what Captain America feels like, but kind of a similar interpretation with these characters and kind of in that style.
Cap's footprint is going to be all over the show.
Yeah. More like the Winter Soldier movie.
I was just saying that because
I think I know.
The biggest criticism I saw of this was like, it's more Marvel. I was like, but is that a criticism though? Because like,
I don't think it is. Cause...
like the way it was being presented and what I had seen.
No, because I know what you're talking. I was thinking about this last night while I was watching the Snyder Cut, and I was like, we're so used to Marvel, and I hinted on this a couple episodes ago. I think this was before the episodes got trashed or not, but Marvel has such a formulaic way of telling a story where it's like this bad guy has some connection to this person that the old person pissed off, or at least that's what the Iron Man Spider-Man relationship kind of was. And I think it's their own way of telling these stories, and I think I'm okay with it. I think we have to check the baggage at the door that we think all these movies are gonna be not blockbuster, but like critical darlings, that they're gonna be Oscar nominated movies every year, that it's like we're going in for dumb comic book fun. I mean, have you ever read a comic book? There's some wacky stuff that goes on in these things. I mean, we have a superhero or a supervillain we're seeing later this year that is Polka Dot Man. He throws polka dots. We're seeing Weasel, who is an actual rat.
To be fair, Joe, Polka Dot like has caused some massive damage every now and then.
That'd be
I mean,
cool.
they're exploding polka dots though. Ronnie,
Yeah,
he
but-
pulls them off his suit and throws them.
It's
Like
just
it's
depending on the
it's-
writer. Like if the writer wants it to be, it's
And
he's
I mean,
no
if
more
they
dangerous.
saw
dark as
Weasel in
shit,
that-
that'd be cool as fuck.
trust me, I think that
That's true.
Suicide Squad movie is gonna slap. But I
need a
James
live
Gunn.
action Condiment King, Joe. That's all I need.
you've got to go watch now that you have access to HBO Max. You need to go watch Harley Quinn because
I need to watch Aquaman. I need to watch Birds of Prey. I need to watch Wonder Woman 84. I need to watch basically every other DC.
let me give you an order of what you need to do.
Watch me alone.
You need to start with Birds of Prey. Birds of Prey is
Okay.
the only thing on there that you haven't seen that I'm like you have to see. Birds
I
of
haven't-
Prey.
Oh, okay.
Go Birds of Prey. Take a little break. Go watch Harley Quinn. Just watch it a little slowly in between your little episodes of Pokemons, whatever you're watching in your spare time. And then after you finish Harley Quinn, you take a nice little break. You watch some Aquaman. You get a little. I mean, you watched that in theaters. I don't know why you said Aquaman.
No, I didn't.
You watched it with all of us.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you
How did
came and
he
saw it
miss that?
early with.
I didn't. I
swear
couldn't
he
come,
was
remember?
there.
Remember?
I
The
don't
Amazon.
remember.
Yeah, I swear.
No,
he was
no,
there.
Joey.
I-
This was when he was still dating DM, so he
Yeah.
ignored us.
True.
No, I didn't
I
ignore
just-
you guys.
I
I was
remember.
with you.
I remember Abe coming to that with Burger King chicken nuggets in his pocket, and then he's sitting next to me and hands me a chicken nugget in the middle of the movie. That's what I remember.
Yeah, I wasn't there for that one.
Okay, well
I
then you gotta
remember
watch
I remember
Aquaman.
all you guys talking about it.
Watch Aquaman. That's some. I'd say Birds of Prey is better than Aquaman, but that's just my own personal opinion.
I heard a lot of great things about Aquaman.
Aquaman, solid movie. 2 out. It's a little long for my taste, but it's a good
Aquaman
underwater fantasy adventure.
We don't get enough of those these days, Jim.
We don't. We simply don't. I don't get to see enough
Very
movies of actors
different
pretending
from-
they're underwater. After that, you got to go back, revisit Young Justice, so you're caught up by the time we hit season 4.
Okay.
And then if you're really bored, get to Titans. And then if you're super bored after that, get to Doom Patrol, because Doom Patrol is wacky.
What about Wonder Woman 84?
Not on there anymore. It's off for
Oh,
right now.
really?
Yes.
What happened?
It was only on there for a month.
Okay.
It's got there's some legal thing that can only be on there for 30 days, and then they have to be off for a gap, and then they can come back on. I don't
Okay.
pretend to understand the legal drama. I would just say Titans, because Titans is going to come back for
Heard it was
season 3, and Titans... Okay. It's not great, Owen. I would, like... See, this is the thing we have to consider with live-action superhero shows. And I'm going to get into this rant real quick. You've got the CW Arrowverse. We now have... What?
I thought he says Wonder Woman wasn't great, but that,
Oh, I thought he was talking about Titans, too. Were you talking about Titans, or did I just... Am I going off for no reason?
Oh no, I was talking about like the Titans and Doom Patrol show.
Yeah.
okay.
I did follow him.
He
I was
cut
like
out
the
when he
first
said
one,
it, so I filled in a blank. I apologize.
Gosh, Nick, try
Nick's got
But-
Snyderverse rage, bro. He
I
can't
guess
help
Snyderverse.
himself.
words in my mouth.
Whatever. Well, I don't have my
Okay.
own opinions.
Well,
Dude,
Titans-
Arrowverse type shit is awful.
It's bloated. I think there's some good elements there, but
it's
it's
bloated.
it's
Yeah.
massively bloated. When you ask a network, when a network asks you to make a show, they ask you to make it for 23 episodes. And I'm really sick of that format. I don't think
No,
it works
100%.
anymore. I think it's terrible. I think it can work for a cop show. It can work for whatever your
Sitcom.
hospital drama. It can work for a sitcom.
CSI.
But these superhero shows, they gotta stop doing this, because the quality is really it
Don't
goes downhill.
work.
I think the best
Oh, dude,
examples
'cause
are
they-
Arrow
here's
season
another
1 and 2.
problem, dude.
and
They
Flash
drag
season
them
1.
out.
Yeah,
Those are like, and from what I've seen so far,
So good.
Superman and Lois. Superman and Lois is getting a little bloated, a little bit, but not terrible. But I think we need to start addressing these shows and take them in a smaller thing. So I think let me circle back to my point on Titans that I was trying to make. Titans and Doom Patrol are good for what they are. They're not great. When I say that, I've been thinking about this recently a lot. I'm like, how can these things be elevated to greatness? Young Justice, 24 episodes, and my goodness, every one of them slaps. I swear. I'm rewatching it right now. All of them slap. Justice League Unlimited. Good. I had never finished it, but for some reason I decided while I was in my hype for Snyder Cut to go back and watch from season the original the 3 seasons of that show. And my gosh, can we get this in live action? Can we just get some random Justice League things and just
so
like
good,
this is
right?
It's unbelievable how you can treat characters authentically without baby holding the audience's hand. I have no idea who some of these characters are. I have no idea who Vixen I kind of know who Vixen is, but who Vigilante is, who the Metamorpho Man.
You know who the fuck Booster Gold was?
Yeah, like these are some weird characters that it's like
the bold. Let's go.
that I think the animated shows have really perfected just bringing them in and giving you a taste of what their personality is. And I think on the movie side, we've gotten some really great movies that handle characters in depth. But then on the animated side, we get banger after banger after banger. Like we don't get our hands hold, and they tell good stories. They're not going to be great. They're not going to be, oh my gosh, I got to tell you to go watch all these every time. But they're going to be stories that are entertaining and have touchstones for people to come back to. I don't know where I'm ranting. I think I want to be able to write a show. Dude. Yes, Star Wars: The Clone Wars
show. It was like Star Wars: The Clone Wars.
It's unbelievable.
Explore shit.
Yeah, it is unbelievable how quality some of these animated shows are, and how they flesh out what's going on. I'm not going to disagree with you there, Owen. I think Clone Wars is one of the best things.
Best Star Wars.
It's one of the best.
You guys seen Phineas and Ferb?
The original trilogy. With that, yes. Everything else is below the Clone Wars.
Phineas and Ferb Marvel crossover? You guys remember that?
They did a Marvel and a Star Wars crossover, and I've never seen either one of them.
It's the best MCU.
Disney Plus.
I think they are. Speaking of new things that are on Disney Plus, Owen, you'd be interested in this. The original Clone Wars show is now on there. Genndy Tartakovsky, do you know who that is? Animator. I think he did Samurai Jack.
Oh yeah, the one from the 2000s.
Yes.
Yeah, that one.
They
both those movies.
It was apparently a show or a movie collection. I don't know. It's always been really fascinating because this was before Disney bought it. I knew these existed, and then every once in a while I'd think about it, and then I'd go Google it, and I didn't know how to Google it. So I would Google it, and then I'd eventually find it.
I'm pretty sure that one's Clone Wars, and the show that we watch is...
own one of them on DVD.
Yes. Yeah. But I'm now interested to go back and rewatch it to see what carries over.
Really? That's cool. I gotta watch it.
So I don't think they're very long. I think each episode.
I know the animation is really good.
It's quality animation.
Classic 2D.
Something like that. Because originally they were like a movie. I think there were like originally 2 movies. I think.
Movie and then like a season.
Yeah, it was weird. Ronnie, you may want to refresh your mic.
Was it? I have one. I have the one on DVD of those, and it's a movie. I'm pretty sure.
Okay. I just wanted to let you know.
It's the part that takes place before episode 3. So I think they're movies? I'm not even sure.
I don't know. They're in between 2 and 3. But
I know.
They're cool because there's some crossover between Asajj Ventress and Grievous and stuff.
Yeah, Grievous.
I don't know. There's some weird things that it's really cool to see how they then get pulled into Clone Wars, and how that Clone Wars stuff is now affecting what we see in between the original trilogy and the sequel trilogy on Disney Plus. Man, this was a fun podcast. Mm-hmm. I wasn't sure we needed to do this one, but this was fun.
Where is it?
It should have just gotten added today, Owen. While Owen's looking at the...
No.
Winter Falcon and Soldier.
I can't find them on here.
So, I think that's it for us today. I want to appreciate everyone tuning in. Ronnie, myself, Nicholas... I'm not sure who else will join us for the Snyder Cut. It may just be us 3. Owen, I think you said you have time, right?
Yeah, I'll probably be able to watch it tonight or tomorrow.
Okay.
All right.
It's 4 hours
on Sunday for it.
You can break it up if you want.
Owen, you don't even have to break it up, bro. Just sit
I wouldn't break it up.
I'm down for like 4 hours.
I wouldn't break it up, Owen.
But if you need to, you can.
Some of us value sleep.
Shut up, Nick. Just stop.
Nick, trust me. Please, just watch this movie.
I'm going to watch the movie. I've never said I wasn't going to watch the movie.
Ronnie,
Okay,
I'm interested to see when we get into the nightmare discussion on this on Sunday, because I have a lot of thoughts about this.
Nicholas, I have a card. We can have a truce. No, I'm just
Oh, I
kidding.
hate you.
The best.
Okay, so it looks like it's going to be
American Dragon Jake Long.
It's going to be the four of us. I don't think Matt will join. I think he's super busy, but I'm not sure.
I'll see if I can convince him, because if I can say like, oh, his fam can watch, maybe he'll do it. But...
True. So we'll see you guys on Sunday for an extra episode this week. See you then.
This has been episode 1, Winter Falcon and Soldier.
Yes, we're just covering this. I think this episode, the episode we're gonna do on Sunday, is gonna be really beefy because there's a lot to talk about.
You're gonna physically kill Nick.
Nick, yeah, you had a lot of fun last week helping him torture me, but now you're gonna be on my side, wanting to just send him somewhere.
If you don't think I'm gonna be able to come with,
I know you're gonna come with the heat. You'll come
yours.
With the heat. Sundays. This was fun, guys. We should do this more.
I genuinely want you to enjoy this film. I don't want to go against you, but if I have to,
okay,
I will.
Roddy, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna enjoy the film, but I'll just turn heel on the podcast and rip it to shreds.
The funny thing is that I was sitting there watching the movie, going, "This is Nick's gonna pick this apart. Nick's gonna hate this part," and it was ruining my movie experience. That I was like, I'm sitting here thinking, this is what the critics are gonna say is wrong. It's too bloated. These scenes didn't need to be here. This was awkward. I'm like,
the scenes that don't need to be there. I love those.
I know.
I'll say this, Nick. I'll say this. Yeah, it's a lot of detail.
Do you not understand how paradoxical that statement is?
Nick,
the scenes that don't need to be there, I love.
What I'm saying, Nick, is that there are scenes that,
just cut out for a second. I didn't hear anything you just said for the past
That's what I'm saying. There are scenes where the movie can be made, and you don't need it because it's not going to add anything too much to it.
You're not going to lose anything.
Yeah,
I think it's better to say it's not going to lose anything, but it adds extra.
It adds a little extra bit of heart that just makes you appreciate it much more.
Heart?
I like it.
That's the word we're going to describe?
You watch the movie. Watch the movie before you say that, because
I'm allowed to play heel.
I know you are, but I'm just...
Nick, I teared up, Nick. Zack Snyder made me tear up in the movie. Think about that, Nick.
Because I got some...
That's probably because your eyes were just mad at you.
I got a lot to say.
That was because your eyes are mad at you, Ronnie. Let's be honest here. They're like, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Why are we still open?
Beautiful story on Twitter, Nick. Oh, Nick, if you don't tear up or have a teary moment at a real life story according to this movie, you're literally, I don't know, man. You're Zemo. You're someone. You're the guy that broke that poor man's back in today's episode of Winter Falcon Soldier.
It is what it is.
All right, this has been the Joey Plays Games podcast. Thanks for tuning in to episode 7. See you guys on Sunday for episode 8. If you haven't liked the video already, please go ahead and do that.
That was 8.
It's going to be
9.
It'll be the next one.
It'll be something. Comment your thoughts down below on this week's episode of the podcast and Falcon Winter Soldier. Make sure to subscribe and turn notifications on so you don't miss a minute of us breaking down the hot nerd news and the hot things going on in nerdom. You know what this is.
Follow on Twitter. Twitch.
Yeah.
What's that? Is this Joey Plays Games? I'm on Twitch.
Yeah, Joey plays Stardew Valley every Tuesday at 6 p.m.
I'm thinking about turning the stream on tonight to play Warzone. But thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Peace.